Hello, welcome back to Two Girls with Cancer for episode 6.
Ashley.
And if you were with us for episode 5, you saw me go through all of my supplements that I take every single day. And today is Ashley's day.
Mine's going to be a little bit different because I have a lot of stuff, and everything that I really take is based off of my live blood analysis that I got the first time. We found out that my liver was failing. I had heavy metals, mold, fungus, bacteria, blood clots in my blood. So if your liver is not functioning properly, your body is not being able to detox itself. So what I do, I have like anti-cancer, antibacterial. I do stuff in the morning that gets rid of yeast. I guess I could just start with morning.
Yeah, start with your morning routine and
what I do every morning. So I have a little shot glass. I have grapefruit seed extract with olive leaf. Sorry, I'll hand them to you so they don't go. Olive leaf extract. And then I also pair it with dandelion extract. Now this one I use to detox my liver. So I put those in a shot glass with water and I take those back.
Dandelion is so good for liver detoxification and liver support.
And then I take also the glutathione that we talked about in her episode. So this is liver support. That's what I use this one for. So that's the dandelion and this one together.
If you want to know more about something specifically, if it was something that I had, I go through it for the purpose of this episode. We're not going to go into this in great detail.
There's too many.
But basically liver support, as Ashley was saying, if your liver is not working optimally, you're not detoxing optimally. Detox is the most important thing that your body needs to do because we're holding on to a lot of toxins. So this is why the liver support.
And probably every person who is battling cancer, their liver isn't functioning. So you want to make sure you take a supplement, a detoxing extract supplements for it. Thank you. And then next, I am, as we've talked about, I'm anemic. I can't take the iron supplements. So I take this liver supplement. I like to eat liver, but Becky introduced me to these instead of eating it. This one is also a trifecta. So there's 3 in there. You want to say?
Yeah. So these are organs. This has... And this is Alberta as well. This is right from our province. So freeze-dried Alberta, grass-fed, grass-finished liver, heart, and kidney. And it's done in a collagen capsule. So it's very natural, very healthy.
Okay, so I pair the trifecta with the vitamin B because it helps it absorb into the system better.
Is that a B complex?
This one's B complex, yeah. So this is my immunity boosting shot. I do oranges, lemons, turmeric, ginger, garlic, and I juice that, and then I add cayenne pepper to it, and then before I pour the liquid into the shot glass, I put half a teaspoon of honey and then MCT oil in these. Also in the morning, I will take my cloves. I take about 4 or 5 of these, and I just chew them, and then I swallow.
You chew it?
Yeah.
No.
It's not that bad.
It's not that good.
But you got to do these things for your health, right?
Cloves are very good if you have tooth issues. Like if you've got a sore tooth, you're supposed to chew on a clove and it's supposed to help it.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I take it for the antibacterial benefits and anti-cancer, but I take 5 of them, chew it, and then just swallow it back with water. Spirulina, so I take about 5 of these a day. It helps with iron deficiency, anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, so pretty much everything that I take.
Is it a pill or powder?
You can open it. They're pills. They're little green ones. Same thing with this one.
Oh, it stinks.
Oh, yeah, it's not. It's good.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's actually not too bad. The
chlorella. Yeah. And that's also tab.
Yeah.
That one's not nearly as bad. The spirulina, that's algae, right? So it does not come from seaweed. Mm-hmm. And I like seaweed, but I don't like the smell.
I've never even eaten it. So I take 5 of these with that one in the morning. And then I also take a tablespoon of coconut oil, organic coconut oil. I do it for getting rid of bacteria in the body. I also, I don't use, unless it's all natural cream, I've changed putting lotion after the shower. I rub coconut oil all over my body and all over my son's body because it actually kills bacteria.
So when I first did chemo, you get horrible mouth sores. Like your mouth is raw. I had thrush. I had bumps everywhere. I had canker sores everywhere. And nothing was helping my mouth. And then I just did some oil pulling where you like
I do that
suck
too.
on it and swish it through your mouth for like 20 minutes. And it really alleviated a lot of the pain. I don't know if it was just taking some of the bacteria away or what. Yeah, it wasn't 100% better. It wasn't even 50% better, but like anything to take the edge off.
I had to get a filling done, a cavity, and that was before my surgery in October. And then I just let it go because I got sick. I couldn't get it done. And then when I started getting better, my girlfriend actually told me about coconut oil pulling. I've never done it before, and now it's gone.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have to get it fixed or anything. I have no pain.
They also say that a lot of fillings can be linked to cancer.
Those are the metal ones, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, probably any time you're putting chemicals in your body or even a root canal because they fill the hole with like a PVC. So a lot of the clinics in Mexico, they want to go through, not my clinic, but like some of the bigger cancer clinics, they want to go through your dental history and refer you to basically a cancer dentist who will remove everything.
Barbara O'Neill, I swear by her. She literally says your teeth they can heal themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not actually supposed to get work done in your teeth. But,
really? Mm-hmm. But you are supposed to brush them.
Yes, and floss.
And floss, yes. That's right. Isn't it weird, like as adults? Okay, I just assumed that when I was a kid, everyone had dental coverage and went to the dentist. And then now that I'm an adult, I know how expensive it is, but I see all these people with just nasty teeth. And I'm like, did your parents not have coverage? And then I feel bad for them, but it's like, you're an adult now.
Well, it's hard. I mean, single moms, you get it, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always had benefits, so.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is this hair doing something weird? Where is this supposed to go?
I think it's supposed to just hang out there. It looked fine.
Tucked it.
It looked good. Celtic sea salt. Celtic sea salt is really, really good. I use this to get water absorbed into our bodies. So I take a few crystals. Do you want some?
Yep.
Okay.
Delish.
And then, it's really good. I'll take mine. You let it dissolve.
It's so good.
Oh, look at that.
I just love salt.
Well, they tell us that we're not supposed to have salt because it's bad. You're not supposed to have table salt that is chemically processed. You're supposed to have Celtic sea salt because there's minerals in it.
I've even heard lately that the Himalayan salt, the pink stuff, isn't that great either. I was reading something the other day that
swallow with water.
Was saying that the reason why the salt works, and maybe it's because it is an electrolyte, sodium is an electrolyte, your body needs it, but also because like when you eat salty food, you want to drink more. So it's like a way of getting it in your body. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when I started this, from when the first live blood analysis, my cells were like all clumped together, different sizes, everything. And
Those
then
are mine, too.
right? So I started using the Celtic sea salt, and I swear by it. I was hydrated. Like I would, before this, I would drink so much water and I'm just going to the bathroom. It wasn't even absorbing into my body. It was just coming right out of me. And then as soon as I started this, I mean, granted, I still go to the washroom a lot, but I do drink a lot of water.
You know that they say that you can drink too much water? Like your pee shouldn't be clear. It should be like a corn sort of yellow, like a lighter kind of yellow color. Because too much, you're flushing everything out when you actually need to hold on to stuff.
But that's what this does. This actually helps you absorb the water into your body.
Who knew?
Celtic sea salt. As we all know, throughout the episodes, my brain sucks. I'm not dumb. I'm not blonde. My functioning since cancer and being anemic is just, it's awful. So bear with me.
You know what? You have one job two jobs. Keep your son alive and keep yourself alive.
I'm trying. It's hard, but Lion's Mane I have been using for my memory and brain health. This is a really important one for me because I do struggle a lot. Like I can't get sentences out. And actually, it's crazy because at work towards the end, I think it was in January, I would try and talk even to like my coworkers and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like just gone. I couldn't spit anything out. No sentences, nothing. And the one, he's like, "What's going on with you?" I'm like, "I don't know."
The words are hard.
Right? I don't know what I'm not stupid. It's
just anemic.
Cancer. Anemic and cancer. But this one is a really good one, Lion's Mane.
Yeah, lion's mane is a type of mushroom as well.
Oh, yes.
If nobody knows. You know what else is a good one? Well, turkey tail is an amazing one as
That
well.
one I have, and I'll show you guys.
They say, someone told me once, chaga, that's another type of mushroom. So that grows on the trees, and it's a tree cancer. And so the tree cancer works to cure our cancer. Like, how did they explain it to me? Yeah, it's a cancer to the tree, but you figure the trees are almost opposite. Like, we breathe in oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide, right? A tree puts out oxygen and takes in carbon dioxide. Yeah. So we're opposite. So what's cancer for them is healing to us. I learned this from my father-in-law's brother, who is a hippie out in BC somewhere, and he grows a lot of chaga.
Okay, so this one is my favorite, chlorophyll. So it's one molecule off of human blood. So chlorophyll is basically the blood for green plants. Yeah, isn't that cool though? It's like one molecule off, and that's the stuff that's spilled everywhere.
Oh right,
it's nasty.
I actually don't mind. No? It's kind of like earthy,
it's minty,
and dirty at the same time.
It's an acquired taste, that one. But I just put it in some water. Supposed to take it 3 times a day. That one I really like. This one I have not started yet, but I probably will in the next couple weeks. Probably maybe do it once every few months. But ECAC tea, I got the extract because I'm not really a tea drinker. Never.
Is that one a pill?
No, that's liquid.
Oh, liquid.
Yeah. So I think this one, it says you take it 2 tablespoons twice daily until the bottle's done.
When I first got sick...
This one fights cancer. This one actually kills the cancer cells.
Right. When I first got sick, a lot of people were recommending taking this tea. And I do have some. I actually just have never taken it.
I'm not a tea drinker.
I have enough trouble trying
to... I bought this like a couple months ago and I still haven't used it because as you can see, I have so much stuff that I do throughout the day.
Where do you have the time?
Yeah, it sucks. Oh, and I also have a probiotic, but I keep it in the fridge. I forgot to bring that one.
And so that one's woman specific?
Woman specific, yeah. So I take that one in the morning with all my morning stuff. This one I will be starting soon. And then these ones over here, when I was going down my rabbit hole researching, I wanted specific herbs that kill cancer cells. And the ones that came up,
what do you want
majority, me to start? You can just hand them all. So this one's the organic black seed oil.
I was on this as well when I first started. I had the liquid form, and it is disgusting.
It is.
It tastes like pure motor oil, and I would mix it into aloe water, like an aloe juice, and just do a shot, and it was so dirty. And I was also putting it topically on as well. Really? I heard that if you put it on the tumor spots, so I just put them on where I knew there was tumors and just rubbed them in.
Interesting.
It comes from cumin.
Yeah, I love this stuff. I take this. Actually, castor oil is what shrinks tumors.
Yeah, I use a lot of that. I never even think about that as well. I do all kinds of stuff with castor oil.
I know, there's so many different things that we do with it. Put it on my face. It's really good for your skin.
Oh, yeah. I put it under here to try and get rid of bags. It's good for growing hair, eyelashes, eyebrows. I was doing liver packs, so I would put it on my liver at night. I'd put it on my boobs and my armpits. I have a thyroid pack. Like I was castor oiling everything. Right. They say if you have like bone spurs and like different bone issues, like put castor oil on it and it will break them right up.
Yep. That's what I heard. Even like cysts too, on your ovaries, which I used to suffer from. So these are the ones that I will take throughout the day. Garlic. Can't go wrong with garlic. I mean,
garlic's one of those superfoods.
Right?
It's up there with
that's like all of those that I take. So garlic.
Well, yeah. It's like garlic, turmeric, pineapple, coconut. These are like superfoods.
The one that I have to start is pineapple.
Yeah, they got the bromelain, the digestive enzyme. It's awesome.
I didn't even think about that. You just hand them all. Saffron, that one's really good. Oil of oregano. This one is also like a good antibiotic.
Yeah, I didn't know it came in pill form. I only ever take the liquid.
I couldn't do the liquid anymore.
No, it's disgusting.
So, yeah,
Does it smell like it?
Yeah.
Kind of smells like a pizza.
Right? Yeah. Just little pills.
It's dirty.
Little ones. Yeah.
It's good though. It's antiviral, antibacterial, antibiotic, like you were saying.
Well, actually, literally everything that I'm taking has all of those almost. And it's like, I was left with, here, just carry on with your life.
Don't die.
pretty much. You get a certain amount of time.
Maybe 6 months, maybe 15 years. Don't die.
Yep. So then that's when I researched. So I also take ginger. There's fennel and thyme, the turkey tail, and the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is amazing. This one actually, I was told by our live blood doctor that if you take cayenne pepper with like any supplements, it will actually help your body absorb it. It will also increase your circulation. I put this in my immunity boosting shots. It gets really hot.
Yeah, sometimes. I bet. And not so much me, but my husband, he has cayenne pills and he'll take it like when he was working outside, his friend had said, take cayenne pills if you're working outside in the winter because it helps. Because what it's doing is bringing the blood to the surface to warm it up. So I remember once having strep throat, and this was right when COVID started, so you couldn't see a doctor or anything. And also I was very pious and refused to like get tested or go to see anybody. So my friend had said, honey, grated garlic, and cayenne pepper. The garlic is, your antifungal, your antibacterial, antiviral. Your honey is soothing. And the cayenne pepper brings the blood to the surface of your throat. And when you have blood moving in a certain area, that's when you're going to have healing. It's what, like we were saying in another episode, that stagnation in your body when things aren't flowing optimally. Like look at a river, for example. If there was a blockage in a river and everything was backing up, it's going to get dirty and stagnant. Or like a fish tank, it's going to get stagnant and gross. It's the same with blood. So you want blood moving in your body.
And we have to clean out our blood.
Well, that too.
Right? That's why I did all of this. It's a lot. I hate it. There's still more things that I do at home that I didn't bring. But it's so important to make sure that, even for live blood analysis, if there's anything I can recommend to anybody is to go get that done. Because our blood is our lifeline. And if it's like, look at all the stuff that was wrong with mine, and then they just sent me away. If I didn't get that done, I don't believe I would be here today.
Well, it's really unfortunate that this isn't a curriculum in healthcare.
It used to be, I think.
Probably a long time ago, for sure, obviously, as
before the Rockefellers came into...
Right. Sorry. So like pre-early 1900s.
Yeah.
They didn't have the same sort of technology that we have now, so they did have to rely a lot on herbs and plants and things that were passed down from grandparents, great-grandparents, whatever.
But that's where I'm at. It's like, how did we survive how many years with just this kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, I guess the argument to that is that their life expectancy was like 40. But, I mean...
I'm not dissing either of it. Like, I think they should work together.
I 100% agree. Well, like we said in the last episode, there's some supplements that I'm taking that should be taken with chemo because it helps increase the effects of the chemo and decrease the side effects of the chemo. It's like, why is that not common knowledge? Why did I have to get off absolutely everything to do chemo?
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of myself because I didn't have any help with this. I was sent on my way. I had to do all the research myself, go down that rabbit hole and be like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? What am I going to do every single day?
That seriously must have been so overwhelming.
It's hard because getting told that you have cancer in the beginning is heartbreaking. We're all going to die like we've talked about, but it's like when you're told that there's no cure for yours, there's nothing we can do until it hits an organ, you literally get afraid and you cry and you like, I could have stayed in that moment, but I was like, I need to help myself. I need to survive from my little baby because he needs his mommy. And that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to do all this stuff. And then Becky, before the show, the muscle test.
Yeah, so I taught her about muscle testing.
Never in my life have I heard about this.
My friend told me about this. And at first, anytime anybody tells me anything, I really have to think about it a lot because I'm like, that's witchcraft. That's voodoo. That's not a real thing. But so a naturopath that I have seen for years, he would always do muscle testing, and you would lay down and he would test your arm for the strength of it. So he would touch different parts of your body. And if you can hold it, it's strong. If you can't hold it, it's something weak. So I remember when I first got diagnosed with cancer, I saw him and he touched my thymus and my arm was like real loose, obviously. Yeah. As we said in the last episode, the thymus is where your T cells are created. T cells are your killer cells. The more killer cells you have, the more you can fight off disease. So it made sense that my thymus was very sluggish. So my friend had said, you can actually muscle test at home. You don't just have to go to your naturopath to do it.
Blew my mind just now.
Now, I do want to do more research on it before I come out here doing a full show saying, yes, this is proven science. It's not voodoo. Like, it's a real thing. Because, I've told my husband and my friends about it and they think I'm crazy. But I believe that your body knows what it needs and it knows what it doesn't need. And it'll let you know. So basically the concept of it is you hold something up to your chest or your stomach or your, up here, your sternum, and you ask your body, like, is this good for it? And if you move backwards, no. If you move forward, yes. Sometimes you just stay in the middle. That's neutral. It could go either way. So Ashley had never heard of this before, so I showed her how to do it.
So I did everything.
And every single one of her supplements was a go.
Was forward. And then I had some coffee, so Becky's like, hey, why don't you try your coffee? And it was like, whoop. It was definitely no.
There is something that I think about that's like, well, is it a preconceived notion in your head that, coffee with cream and sugar is bad for me or cake is bad for me or whatever. So then you're automatically going to go back, or like, oh, I know that chlorella is good for me, so I'm going to go forward. But I tried Ashley's supplements. Like, I tried most of them, and there was quite a few that I went back on and a lot that I went forward on.
That didn't work for her body.
Yeah.
That worked for my body.
And then we went upstairs and then we tried banana bread and we tried Tylenol and we tried cream.
Caesar dressing.
And they're all bad. Yeah. Why? Probably because the dressing's full of preservatives and seed oils, and Tylenol is just hard on your organs, and cake obviously is not great for you because of all the sugar in it. So, I've even said, like, to my husband, put stuff in my hands and I'll close my eyes. Like, I won't feel it. I won't have any idea what it is. I can even like put it in something, like put it in a bag so I don't know what it is. And your body will tell you. And quite often it's things that are good, that you think are good for you, that your body is still reacting to. So if you, were allergic to something and you didn't know about it, like my kid, she reacts to eggs, but eggs are like a generally very healthy food for you, right? If I was to give her eggs, she would probably go back, even though if I had it, I would probably go forward. So just because it's healthy for one person doesn't mean it's going to be healthy for every person.
And that's like these supplements, do your research, because these ones work for me, but they didn't work for Becky. Some didn't.
Yeah, and some did for sure. Yeah. And I wish I had the time and the willpower to do everything like this.
Some days I don't. Some days I say, I can't do this. And I say, screw it. I'm just going to eat a burger. Only human.
Yeah, you're doing what you can. Who do you know that takes 25 different supplements every day?
Not very many people.
No, not very many. Do you ever wonder, though, if there's such a thing as like too many supplements? Like if they're counteracting each other?
That's a good question. I actually asked one of the naturopath doctors, and they said everything that I was taking was fine. The only thing was to take the turmeric at nighttime, and they should all work together. So I have my morning stuff in the morning because I like to take that on an empty stomach. So the morning ones, that's how I do that. And then throughout the day with all the other ones, the cancer fighting ones that I call it, I take that, mix them all up, put it in a container, and take it throughout the day.
So is there like specific times that you're taking it, or just
whenever I remember? Yeah, which it makes it easier. And sometimes I have to take all of them before bedtime, or
Right. And do you notice that it's like upsetting your sleep at all if you take it before bed?
No.
Okay, so there's no stimulant. Like I don't take B vitamins before bed because Bs are to help increase mood and increase energy.
You're
so I don't
actually
take
not supposed to take Bs after, I think it's 1:00.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take them in the morning.
Yes. I'm not a person who's affected by even caffeine, so I could drink a coffee before bed. Yeah. Although the odd time I'll do a coffee enema before bed, and they say you're not supposed to get all jacked up from it, but sometimes I'll go to bed after and I'm just like...
It's wired.
Yeah, and the coffee that I use is light roast, so the darker the roast, the less caffeine in it. So dark roast has next to no caffeine, and they use a crappier bean as well because they burn it. And you don't notice the crappiness of the bean. So a light roast has to be like a really good quality bean. Mm-hmm. That's why it's, I don't know, I moved it. That's why it's like, looks like brown sugar and not like black coffee.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Right? It's always good learning something new.
Right. So do you think that you plan to stay on this whole regimen for years, or do you think you'll remove things or add things, or what do you think?
To be honest, I'll try my hardest to stay. I'll probably remove some things. There are actually about 7 different ones that I've left at home that I don't take anymore.
What were they? Do you remember?
K vitamin, A vitamin, moringa leaf, I'm pretty sure. But I do that one every once in a while. The apricot seeds that we were talking about, awful. But you also can, if you take too many, you can, die from it or
Poison
something?
yourself?
Yes. So be careful with those ones.
My naturopath muscle tested the apricot seeds on me. The first time I saw him, I could do 18. So he would do 9 in the morning, 9 in the afternoon.
I only did a few.
And then the next time I went there, it was 2 weeks later, I was down to 16 or 15 because he says your body eventually will absorb it because it is cyanide and your body does absorb it. You build like a tolerance basically to it. So you want to cut yourself down on that. But I mean, if it kills cancer, I mean,
that's why I did it. But that one I stopped doing because I don't have active cancer right now. Yeah. I'm doing all this stuff to prevent it. If your body has like yeast in it, that's a feeding ground for cancer and diseases to be in your body. That yeast, fungus, the liver detoxes are so important because it also takes the heavy metals out of your body. Because those were in my blood too.
And you can get heavy metals from anything. If you're a welder, if you're a mechanic, if you're an industrial painter, any girl who's been on birth control, geez, like what else has heavy metal? Like there's so many things. If you're any sort of tradesperson, probably you are exposed to heavy metals on the regular. I mean, aluminum, would that not be considered it? We use aluminum for everything now. And aluminum is linked to dementia. So it's, I mean, whatever. I could go off again, but I'm not going to.
Like the biggest thing for me, what I'm doing is just I'm trying to keep everything functioning properly. Like at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to say if my cancer is going to come back or not, but I'm going to try and fight as hard as I can to keep it gone.
The thing is, you are making an environment that's not hospitable to cancer. You know, prior to this, were you taking anything like this before? Like you ate well, you exercised.
That's the thing. I thought I was healthy prior to cancer.
But you drank and smoked before, did you not?
Yeah.
And you probably stayed out late and you
and I was full-time mom and, you know. Like,
probably had a lot of stress.
But I was never really a heavy drinker.
No.
I've had a lot of stress in my life, as we probably all have.
For sure.
Actually, my doctor did say to me, the oncologist said that stress will kill me. And going forward...
Stress will kill all of us.
Yeah, well, not just me, it's everyone. It actually affects your cells and your body and your makeup. Another thing is to like definitely pick and choose your happiness in your life. Even if it's through friends, relationships, you know, like stress will kill you. Because it causes so much damage to your body.
Someone I know recently who's had cancer, they told me you need to keep yourself as stress-free as possible. If that means not going back to work, if that means changing friends, if that means whatever, changing a whole bunch of your life, you have to do it.
You have to do it.
And so for me, I'm not ready to go back to work because I feel stressed thinking about it. And I mean, like on top of the brain fog and the fatigue and my body hurting,
your body's
right?
not even healed yet.
No. So, you know, things like that, like you don't want to put yourself into a stressful situation where you're going to struggle because stress does weaken your immune system. It does.
And don't let anyone make you feel bad.
No.
That's the one thing I've had on this journey is just some awful people. It's crazy. We're already we're fighting for our lives and we have to deal with things that we shouldn't have to deal with. And it's really unfortunate. But that's where once again, you have to pick and choose what's good for you and your body.
There's so many people out there who thrive. Well, not even thrive, but they live in chaos and they live in stressful environments. I doubt it's that they even love it. I think it's that they probably don't know that there's something else.
You think?
Like for me,
I know some people that love causing shit for people, and they thrive off that life.
But I don't think that they're happy doing.
Well, they're not happy with themselves. That's why.
I think they're comfortable being like that because change is hard. Stepping out of your comfort zone is hard. Having to change everything you are as a person, and you know we're all a product of our raising. So if you're raised in an environment of chaos, it's really hard to step out of that because it's painful.
But that's when you want to grow and break the mold.
Gosh, right? Go see a counselor. We said this before. So I actually saw my counselor today for the first time. Like, I've been to counseling before, but this is the first time. The Cancer Center one.
Oh, I've been going to them since last year.
You see, it's taken months to get in. Well, I think I was telling the story before that I thought I had the appointment booked, and then I logged into my Zoom and it was a sex therapist and not at all a counselor. So I've been waiting. Right?
My brain must have forgot about that one.
Oh, really? Maybe I didn't say it.
I don't think you did say it.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was having a counseling appointment, and I logged into Zoom, and she's like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm the sex counselor." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Hi. Probably, like, I told the doctor, yeah, I'd be interested in seeing the psychological services that you guys provide. And also, I'm going through menopause now. So they probably just, like, put it together and thought... But anyway, it's good. There's so many different parts of you. Sex isn't just intercourse with your partner. Like, sex is a lot of things. It's how you view yourself. It's your body going through menopause. It's losing a boob and having to look at yourself in the mirror now. So it's a lot of things. So it is also helpful. But I got to see a different psychologist today for the first time. And I didn't think that it would hit as hard as it did within like 2 minutes. And I was like,
right.
And she's like, I'm noticing that there's a lot there. And I'm like, who knew? Because I'm a big fan of push it all down and put on I'm fine. Put on a happy face and see the joy in every moment. And I don't think that's disingenuous by any means. Like, I do think that I am genuinely a joyful person. I do see the positive in everything, but there is a lot of pain and a lot of trauma there that goes somewhere, and it's getting pushed down right now. So I'm finally at a point now that this journey's kind of coming to an end, where it's like, it doesn't want to breathe
for a bit.
Well, I can breathe, and now it's like, okay, we're coming out again. It's like, you've pushed us down for 1.5 years, and now we're going to come out. So now it's time to deal with it. And it's scary. It's scary to cry in front of people. It's scary to, realize that you're not perfect and you're not as well as you think you are.
That's what my doctor said. She's like, I don't know how you're doing it. She's like, but yours was so fast. Everything was like bam, 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 bam.
You didn't have time to think about it.
That's what she said. And then like every therapy session, I'm bawling, I'm freaking out. And it's just like it's probably the hardest thing, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that it's free through the Cross Cancer, because I don't believe it should be that expensive.
Well, not $200
right? A session.
That's for 50 minutes. That's rude.
But I believe that's why we have friends too. We can talk to people and stuff. But getting it out, what we're trying to say, I guess, is really important, because it's not, you don't want to hold that in your body.
I had a friend once say to me, I think I need to go see a counselor, but my other friend says, like, we have each other to talk to. Like, I have you and I have her. And I was like, I am not equipped to deal with your issues. Like, I can talk to you for sure. We're friends, but like, I am not trained to walk you through all this trauma you have in life.
We can listen to each other.
For sure. I'll listen all day long. You can complain about anybody and cry on my shoulder and whatever, but like,
to be able to get through it and give them advice.
That's why I think it's so important. And really, like, counseling doesn't even really do anything more than gets you talking and you saying things that are inside of you that hasn't come out before or has come out, and you've packed it in. So really, like, I actually took counseling in school. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
And then I had 1 semester left, or 2 semesters. I can't remember. And I got pregnant with my kid, and I was too sick to go back. So, and then I timed out by the time I was done, because I wasn't going to put a 2-month-old in daycare.
Yeah, right.
And so anyway, I remember being in school and learning all these things. And really, a lot of what counseling is sitting there and almost creating a space of uncomfortability, because people talk when they're uncomfortable, right? They're not just going to sit there in silence. They're going to fill the void. And so they start talking. And then when that happens, then things come out that you don't even know is in there. And it's so, I don't know, it's such a beautiful experience, so cathartic, and it's so healing to be able to talk about your problems. If you've gone through some trauma, if you've gone through disease, loss, cancer, abuse, literally anything can be considered trauma. What's trauma for you might not be trauma for you, but it's still trauma specifically to you. So if you've dealt with something, man, talk to somebody. Doesn't make you weak.
Right? And that's why I went to her. I was like, I need the tools to get through for the rest of my life. Like the living in fear part of when it's going to happen, like a year from now, 6 months from now, or like he said, up to 15 years from now. But I need to learn how I can function.
Well, she asked me, what are some of your goals for our time together? And it was the same thing. Like, how do I
cope?
Remember that before I ever had cancer, I would get sick, I would have pain, and it wasn't cancer. You know,
and
like
it doesn't
now,
trigger your mind.
Because now every pain, every ache is cancer, right? I was in the emergency room 2 weeks ago because my back hurt so bad. I was convinced, I was like bawling on the drive there because I was convinced that I had bone metastasis.
Spread.
It wasn't at all. I did a CT scan just this week where they checked my brain, my chest. I'm having a lot of armpit pain, my back. It all came back clear. I was convinced.
Which is amazing.
I was convinced that it wasn't clear. Like
that's because
in my head.
What you went through, it's your natural reaction. Your body is like,
So I told this counselor, like, I want to remember a time or how to be in a time where I didn't worry that it was cancer. Like before, it used to be a joke. You're like, oh, my symptoms. You'd Google it. You're like, oh, it's cancer. But it was never cancer. It was a cold. It was. One time I thought I had AIDS. And you know what it actually was? Iron deficiency. I had convinced myself. There was no reason to even think that it was AIDS. I was just, I don't know. Google. I went down the Google rabbit trail. And it was just anemia. Hazel, not AIDS.
So glad.
Right. It's a great story. Andrew and I will always say, like, I'll have something and he'll be like, is it AIDS? I'm like, yeah, I'm having a flare up. It's not AIDS. Anyways.
Shouldn't be laughing. But
I know, it's terrible. But yes, long and short of that is if you're going through something, get help. And do
this. Research if you want to just keep your body up to par and healthy.
Well, again, we've said it like 3 or 4 times in those last 2 episodes, knowing that your guts and your insides affect your mental health, your immune health, your overall well-being, like do what you can to make that better. If that means you've got to spend some money on some supplements, like we all spend hours and hours a day online anyway, do we not?
We do.
Scrolling aimlessly. Well, start scrolling pages like Dr. Barbara O'Neill. I tagged today Dr. Mindy Pelz on our Instagram page. Yeah. Love her. She is a doctor.
Yeah. I swear by them, honestly.
Yeah.
The information that you can learn from it. It's amazing. And it really will help you. You know, like the biggest thing for me through all of this is the liver. That's for me. And that was what I wanted to start to be like functioning properly, to clean out the system and everything. The liver for me, big, and yeast and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But I think if your liver's working optimally, probably the yeast wouldn't be overgrown because you're able to eliminate things better.
But with me losing how many lymph nodes, my sewer system's not working properly too. So it's just a battle, but we'll get there. I do lymphatic drains actually on my stomach. About once a month.
I need to start doing it.
They're expensive, but it helps. I have a little trampoline, actually. I got it home because your lymph nodes are flaps, so it helps move everything along.
It's like jiggling it around and then letting it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this. Oh, sorry, it's so hard. I'm supposed to be like clearing it out here and then move to here and then move to here and then just like get it all through. And then when you're done, you pump this, I think it's called the termini, and you pump it because that's where it's draining, like all around here. So yeah, it's important to get that lymph moving. It's important to do things that are good for your guts. It's important to do things that are good for your liver and your mental health.
Yes, I agree.
Anything else you want to add? No. Anything else you want to talk about?
I need a snack because my blood sugar is getting low.
I don't even think I've eaten.
I did. I've probably eaten like 4 times already.
She's prepared. She meal preps.
I do. Don't. It's sitting right over there.
I wing it.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone.